Hey everybody, welcome back to the program. Well, today's the day. As of this taping, the Beatles have announced the details of Now and Then, how it's going to be made available. While I am still excited about it, I do have some reservations about how this single is presented to us, I guess, if you will. And I'll get into that. But before we do that, I just want to take a moment and ask you to subscribe if you haven't already, whether you're new to the channel, you've been watching for a while, you like this kind of content, take a second and do it because it really adds up. It really makes a difference here. Before I get into what I like about it and what I don't like about this single, I just want to correct myself. In my previous video, I mentioned that George Harrison vetoed the inclusion of this song based on one of two things. Either he didn't like it or he didn't like the quality of the recording. Well, the official story is he felt the audio recording was not of quality. It was not worth trying to continue to work on and get it released. Basically, it just came down to the fact that there was a lot of room noise in this recording, and also they couldn't separate John's voice from the piano. So they shelved the project, as you all know. And then as things progressed in 2021, obviously we got the Get Back documentary series, which led to the Revolver remix, or essentially demix, which is pretty cool. And then so with this technology, they were able to extract John's voice, clean it up, and treat it as if he had walked into the recording studio and was right there with the Beatles. And just to be clear, they didn't add anything, they didn't create anything that wasn't already there. They just cleaned things up. So they didn't use AI to create John saying something that he didn't, basically. Does that make sense? And included with the press release of the single, there was also more information about how this was recorded. And then on top of that, we got the news that there's going to be a 12-minute documentary film released, I think the same day as the single. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that because it goes, I think, more into depth about how this particular song was made. First up, I'm glad that we're getting this on vinyl. And the fact that it's a 7-inch is even better. I think that's awesome. It totally makes sense. And the fact that they're coupling it with a brand new 2023 stereo mix of Love Me Do, their very first hit single, makes perfect sense. It's like the perfect bookend. I like the fact that each side of the label sort of matches the time period. So you have the Apple label and then you also have the Parlophone label. Really, really couldn't be happier with that. And then I surprisingly am really into the cassette version because I have never seen an image of John's demo tapes, but this looks like something he would have recorded on, even down to his handwriting on the cover. I love that look of that. I really, really do. First off, before I get into what I don't like about this, I just want to say I don't want to come off as someone who's not appreciative, because I think this is awesome. I think it's fantastic we're getting this song. I have no qualms about that. I'm really stoked for it. I can't wait to hear it. But as a fellow Beatles fan and someone who's on a budget, you know, you always pay that Beatles tax. And if I'm paying extra for Beatles stuff, I want this to be like top-notch quality. I want this to have a lot of thought put into it, because like, of all the bands in the world, who essentially has unlimited resources when it comes to creating content? I mean, the Beatles, if no other band in the world, it's the Beatles, right? I mean, I expect nothing less than exceptional when it comes to these releases. And so far, I've been fairly impressed with the recent products that we've gotten, from the vinyl box sets to the books and whatnot. However, when I clicked on the email to look at the press release and I saw the cover for the first time, I was a little taken aback. Like, I was more confused, if anything. Like, this is what they're going with. This very austere, cold, rather plain looking cover for the final Beatles song. This is what they're gonna do. I mean, to me, it looks like something Collective Soul would have put out in the 90s, or it looks like a military war drama book cover. It does not look like a Beatles single to me. And no disrespect to the artist, Ed Ruscha. This guy has a phenomenal history of work. In fact, he created this cover for McCartney 3, which I love this cover. Maybe this is just me being nitpicky. I just don't get it. And it's art, and it's not for everybody, but maybe if this was a McCartney single, sure, do your own thing, but just does not feel like a Beatles product. Like even this Free as a Bird. I mean, as simple and kind of goofy as this is, I love this. I think this looks fantastic. It looks like a Beatles product. Admittedly, this looks low effort, but again, this looks like a Beatles product. Even the anthology covers, those look like Beatles products, and this just does not. It just misses the mark, and I'm just sort of left scratching my head like, how did all parties agree to this? And this might change. I might hear the song and go, yeah, okay, I am wrong. But as of now, I don't like the front cover. Flipping it over, oh, what is this? What is this piece of folk art? I don't get this either. But in a strange way, this back cover almost looks more Beatles related than the front. And what's funny to me is, like, if you look at the t-shirt design, I would have preferred that as a cover. Again, no disrespect to the artist. It's just not my taste, and it doesn't feel like it's within the world of the Beatles. Now, the other thing that really bothers me is the price point. This feels ridiculously priced. It's almost $20 for a 7-inch single. I remember a couple years ago, that could buy you a full LP, and it's only a couple of dollars away from the 12-inch single. And why make a 12-inch if you're not gonna include Free as a Bird and Real Love? Like, that to me feels like a missed opportunity, because they feel like siblings. They belong together. It'd be nice to have them all on one release. Honestly, it feels more like a cash grab than a lot of intention put into it. And it's just frustrating because I know a lot of intention was put into the making of the song itself, and it just feels like they were so close, and then they just fumbled right before the finish line. You know what I mean? They didn't quite cross it. And I wanted to be, I didn't need to be blown away by the cover art. I just at least wanted to feel it like it felt within the discography of the band, really. I mean, is that too much to ask? Again, it sounds like I'm complaining. I'm really not complaining. I guess I just expect more from the Beatles. To wrap things up, this is a bit of a mixed bag. I am so stoked that we're getting this song. I can't wait to hear it. If I'm gonna buy a version of it, it's gonna be the 7-inch black vinyl version. But yeah, otherwise I'm just left scratching my head. I mean, it just feels like overall it's a missed opportunity. And maybe I'm in a minority. Maybe this is like right up the alley and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm on my own different planet. I don't really know. But I'm curious to know what you have to say. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the cover design, the price point, if you're gonna pick it up. Let me know with a comment down below. Until then, I wanna thank you all so much for watching, but I especially wanna thank my members over on Patreon. They really help to keep this show going. I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side.